Welcome to King County at your service. I'm Kimberly Hill. Everyone has a story. Here's one about someone who makes big decisions that impact many court-involved youth. Senior Deputy Prosecuting Attorney Jimmy Hung talks about his hope for kids in the juvenile justice system.
Everyone has a story, and everyone has faced challenges and overcome them, and I think you always have such a different perspective of people when you learn those things. I was born in Taiwan and I came here when I was 3. It's really a story of a family that literally gave up everything in their home country and came into the United States as immigrants and not speaking any English at all, and just like both working 2 jobs and a family of 4, eventually coming up with enough money to start our own business. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I ended up going to law school because I didn't want to be a doctor. Those are kind of my only choices growing up. I can honestly say I really wake up excited to come to work every day. I think this is really where I'm supposed to be. When I came out of law school, I had no idea what I was doing. I could barely tie my shoes and put on a tie, much less decide what to do with a young girl who was being sexually trafficked, who was homeless, who had a mother who was drug addicted. The challenges and issues that we see in this building are so complex. I mean, they touch on the education system, the foster care system, DSHS, issues of homelessness, parenting, all this stuff. And just to have someone, come right off the street to make good decisions for our community on those kinds of cases struck me as not being the best way to go about it. And by creating our own juvenile division, it's allowed us to recruit attorneys that want to do this work and people with a lot more experience and also see themselves as having a career as prosecutors specifically in the juvenile division. A prosecutor is making a recommendation on what to do with a kid. That can change the trajectory of their life forever. You can go into any of these offices and talk to one of our prosecutors and say, hey, tell me about this so-and-so, this one kid that is in the system, and many of them will be able to say, well, this is where he lives, this is where he's going to school, these are his brothers and sisters, these are the challenges that he's facing, these are the struggles that are in his life. And just having that intimate knowledge of a young person's challenges, I think puts us in such a better position to help steer this person in the right direction. There's really nothing more expensive than locking people up, and research will show that there's probably nothing almost less effective. And I want to change the narrative. I'm done talking about being tough on crime or being soft on crime. I'd rather be smart about it. And that's not to say we have young people who are committing or engaging in behaviors right now that are so dangerous to the community and to themselves that yes, we do need a detention facility. But I think for the vast majority of the kids who touch the juvenile justice system, not every response has to be a criminal response. I think what I've seen that works is that accountability can take a lot of different forms. Restorative justice is very simple. It's about the idea that you caused some harm. How are you going to fix that? How are you going to make things right? One of my favorite programs is our Choose 180 program. And so that's for young people who commit fairly low-level offenses like shoplifting or property damage. We're partnering with the community. So instead of coming to court, they show up for a workshop on a Saturday afternoon for 4 hours. The message that the community is telling them is, hey, you did something wrong, but that doesn't define who you are. You are still part of our community, and we love you, we care about you, and we want to help you make better decisions moving forward. I think there are a lot of people around the country doing really amazing things around criminal justice reform, and we're happy to be a part of that movement.
Adolescents face a lot of stress, social media, substance abuse, peer pressure. But what if you could check in with kids in middle school to see how they're doing and make sure they're on a solid path? Well, a Best Starts for Kids initiative is focused on doing just that.
My name is Maggie Milligan, and I'm a prevention intervention specialist. but I'm full-time in one school, so I'm 5 days a week at the same school, and my job is exclusively based on helping students and their families. I don't have the additional responsibilities that school counselors do with scheduling and academic support, so that frees me up to focus more on the social emotional support and case management and providing resources. Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. Come on in. So how have things been going since last week?
It's been okay.
First, you start with a screening to determine what's going on, what are some of the major big ticket issues that are going to pop out, and then you analyze those and have a feedback session about it, and then some sort of brief intervention, and then referring to services or supports or whatever it is that's necessary. Sometimes it's something as simple of, well, I feel like I don't have anything to do after school and I'd really like to be involved in an activity. That's a referral that can be made. Sometimes it's something like, well, I'm really experiencing a lot of depression and I'm thinking about suicide a lot, and I feel like I can't function in my day-to-day life. So that might look like first a referral to a suicide assessment at a hospital emergency department, and then ongoing mental health care. This is such a pivotal age because there's a lot going on. I mean, suddenly you're starting to have more complex sort of concerns in different life areas than you did in elementary school, but you don't yet have the tools to sort of process it and deal with it.
It's what we call a sensitive period in development, which means that the brain and the body and the individual is more susceptible to influence, both positive and supportive influences as well as detrimental influences. It's a really rich, wonderful time in life. It's hard, it's loud, there's a lot of strong emotions, but it's also a time of exploration and identity formation and experimentation. And so being able to check in with kids about how they're doing, give them an opportunity to reflect on what's going well in their life and reinforce those strengths, as well as ensure that they are supported in areas that they might be struggling.
For example, with substance use, there's a major indicator that people who start using before the age of 15 are much more likely to become addicted to a substance later on. If we can start those conversations and help get them connected to resource before it becomes habitual use, then, maybe we can help stop addiction from developing.
There will be less of a need to use those higher level acute services. There will be less distress, there will be less illness, there will be less functional impairment.
A lot of kids float through their day and they just don't really feel connected to people around them, adults or students. And it's so easy to slip through the cracks. But if we're able to establish that A, we do care, and that B, there are ways to get plugged in and connected, that can make a big difference for those students. Have a good week.
Thanks.
The Best Starts for Kids program is designed to help kids make the most of their potential. One focus is helping children learn in different languages.
Young children learn through play. And now, thanks to the Best Starts for Kids levy, more kids will have the opportunity to build skills
I told you I wanted to make a castle for you, Karima.
and learn in many different languages.
1, 2, 3. 我有一個大西瓜。
These are Kaleidoscope Play and Learn groups, 90-minute play groups for young children and their caregivers.
Okay, I speak Cantonese, Mandarin, and English. Most of the residents live here is new immigrants, so they really need somebody to bring their own language to the community. So our Play and Learn group reach the families in their neighborhood and speak their own languages. Yeah, this is good for the kids, for their social skills and communicate with the families.
The play groups reach children not enrolled in formal early learning programs.
Orange. This is orange. They're like a donut.
We can promote the early learning education. We can let the parents know about the children's development.
It's good. It's good for them. Yeah, they learn faster than adults for the language.
1, 2, 3. Good morning to you.
diversity is healthy. And we want our communities to be more diverse, and we want to honor the richness and the learning and the wisdom of various cultures. And one way to do that is to maintain languages, and not just maintain languages, but actively support a diversity of languages.
Cabeza, hombros, rodillas y pies. Ojos, orejas, boca y nariz. I just teach like a 2 minutes Spanish. But now the kids, they are singing numbers in Spanish, and this for many countries, and I was so glad. Oh, mírala ahí. ¿Qué color quieres? Este, el azul. And it's better to expose the kids in a different environment, different language when they are young, because the brain is like a sponge. Yeah, you are getting everything. There we go. ¿Y ahora qué hacemos?
¿Ahora qué vas a hacer?
Oh! The kids have fun. This is my goal. Go! If they have fun, you can learn easier. You have exposed to many cultures, many language, many types of life, many differences. And it's good that you respect and how you interact with the people like that you respect the difference, and everybody's a community. Go!
They speak Somali, English, we teach different culture. We do Somali dance, we do like English dance. There's a man, a kind man. Yeah, they can learn what's the diversity, different culture, different race, different language.
They make many new friends here, and also they know more community resources here, so good resources for whole families.
Are you an animal lover? Well, you'll be glad to hear that King County increased the pet adoption rate by a record 20% in just a single year, and a lot of it has to do with community partnerships.
Welcome to Seattle Meowtropolitan Cafe. We partnered with local businesses, including our host today, to make it more convenient to adopt a cat from one of our shelters.
I think that the great part about Seattle Meowtropolitan is that we display cats in more of their natural habitat. They're comfortable here. And if a cat is out in our lounge, they are choosing to be out in the lounge. They can also be in our back room if they don't want to socialize.
I'm gonna bite your hand. When they're here, they get a chance to settle in. They're all feeling less agitated, and their true personalities come out, and you can figure out the cat you connect with. And for those of you who are not cat people, they all have different personalities.
When you put cats in an area where they can just show their best colors and really show off and be themselves, you really increase their chances of being adopted.
Last year, we increased the number of pets adopted by new families by another 20%. And as you can see in the photo gallery that's on the wall over here of our alumni, more than 130 cats have been adopted by new families from right here in this cafe. This is a good innovation locally and nationally, and it's helping make sure that more of these pets that might not have been able to shine in the shelter environment can really find their forever home.
We enjoy delivering a novel experience to our customers while at the same time reducing the homeless pet population in King County. We're very proud of our relationship with RASK, and we look forward to growing our efforts in the future.
I hope everyone will look to the shelters first when they're looking to adopt a pet.
A parking lot on Kent's East Hill. An unlikely place for a party, but how about a garden?
An acre of parking lot right in the middle of City of Kent. The awesome thing is it's perfectly situated with one bus connection with a lot of the people that we resettle, refugees and asylees from 29 different countries just last year.
Now new immigrants have a place to grow food. welcome to the Hillside Paradise Parking Plot's Community Garden.
So we have 44 in-ground beds, and we have 6 handicap accessible beds so that everybody with every ability can garden. We not only have them full from people from 18 different countries, but we have a waiting list. So that's really, really exciting. Nepal, Nigeria, Sudan.
But it wasn't easy. Hundreds of volunteers had to literally unpave paradise to build the garden plots.
It took us a year, but with amazing use of volunteers, with awesome partnerships, we were able to depave 22,000 square feet of asphalt, remove the gravel underneath, and build these amazing beds in the ground. And then we are able to have gardeners garden.
You know, I'm from the church, so we use the word miraculous every once in a while. And so I would say that it's a pretty miraculous project, being able to see something before it takes shape, you know, especially when it's covered in asphalt. It is quite a deal.
Brings together the King Conservation District, which works to protect the environment. It brings together World Relief that provides support for refugees and the Hillside Church, all as partners, and King County is one of the funders for this community project.
And with help from King County Waterworks Council allocated funds, we're able to put in cisterns, some of the largest in all of South King County. So we have 4 4,000-gallon cisterns. We'll be able to capture over 255,000 gallons of water per year. That's 80% of the garden's irrigation needs for the whole growing season, which is amazing.
That's going to provide affordable food, healthy food, opportunities for kids, and just a really exciting gathering place in Kent.
It's not just about food, it's about building community and being more rooted in a new place.
To find out more, visit worldreliefseattle.org.
Do you like to hike, but maybe you're not too crazy about all the traffic near many of the popular trailheads? Well, did you know that King County Parks offers several Trailhead direct shuttle routes? Yeah, take a look.
3, 2, 1.
This service is about getting more people out of the city and getting them up into our wilderness. And I think the exciting thing is it's not just about my dog and my daughter and my family, it's about getting everyone out there. Those that traditionally can't get out there, they now have access to get up to the trail system. And they can do it just using an Orca card. We want more people to have more opportunities, and that's not just about jobs and schools. Transit's about getting you to where you want to go, and this is what we're doing here. We're getting you up to the mountains.
The more that we can be breaking those barriers down to ensure that it's easier for people to get outdoors, the more we will be ensuring that this generation and future generations will value our public lands, value our natural resource lands, and want to protect them and care for them.
It's great that we have Trailhead Direct to help alleviate these stresses, in addition to allowing people that may not have previously had the opportunity to visit the areas in and around our city to come out and enjoy nature.
Our partnership as partially funders of this program would not be possible without Seattle voters. The funds that Seattle is contributing for this service comes from the Seattle Transportation Benefit District. The voters of Seattle approved, and we are glad and happy and willing to continue working in King County to find other opportunities to do that.
For many of our clients, public transportation is the only transportation available to them, and with the addition of this service, those folks now not only get to take the bus where they have to go, but where they want to go, and so they can be enriching and fulfilling their lives with the things they want to do.
We've always thought that it's important to be in communities and introducing people from communities to the outdoors. But of course, you know, what made the co-op was our access to these mountains here. The ability to go from this community into those mountains. That's become tougher over time, and as the population grows and urbanizes, it's becoming more and more important to REI to make sure access to the outdoors is truly for all.
Last year and in 2017 and 2016, we took newly arrived refugee to camping event in Doshiwallop State Park and also in Middle Fork Campground. But the problem is transportation. And renting a bus or reserving a bus is very expensive, and you have to wonder about seat capacities too. So Trailhead Direct solved this problem. So give one big hands to Trailhead Direct, please.
To find out more about the shuttles, you can visit trailheaddirectwordpress.com. And finally, have you heard of a makerspace? Yeah, it's a place to tinker with emerging technology. Terry Tazioli shows us the Bellevue Library's new IdeaX Makerspace.
Want to build a robot? Or maybe mix a new beat for a song? Well, now you can do all of that at the Bellevue Library. And yes, I did say library. We are here at IdeaX Makerspace at the Bellevue Library, and we're with Ian Chapman, who is the librarian for all of this wonderful space. Ian, this is not my mother's library. It's not even my library as a child. What is this?
This is the Bellevue Library IdeaX Makerspace, and I would challenge that. I would say that this is a space for everyone, for everyone's sort of creative outlet, for everyone who wants to learn how to do something new, for everyone who wants to, like you said, like to create music, to create art, to learn something, to learn how to like make an app, to learn how to like do digital design. Anyone who wants to prototype their next amazing invention on our laser printer, it's for everyone.
Well, there is definitely a lot here that everyone can enjoy. Like a robot that solves a Rubik's Cube puzzle. And dare I say, it solves it much faster than a lot of us might. And take a look at these faces. Whether they solve it themselves or not, watching this robot is a lot of fun.
That is awesome!
And that's not the only robot you'll find here. How about a rover?
Basically, sort of like program this to like run around and then avoid bumping into things, because this will sense it once you get to like within like 10 centimeters or something like that. It'll just say, okay, stop. All right, back up, turn, and then go the other direction. But yeah.
Now, just when did pens become 3D? Yeah, you can do a lot more than write a letter with these. And at the Makerspace, if you don't know how to do something, just ask.
Basically, one button, turn it on, wait for that to turn green. Once it turns green, then it is warmed up and it can melt the filament as it goes in.
The library staff can help you get started on many of these technologies. They also offer classes to help you learn others.
We'll have classes on sewing. We'll have classes on like laser cutting and like basically like design and fiber arts. We'll have classes on robotics. We have like a circuit club that meets.
And you can build just about anything with a circuit board, right? Including a digital guitar. Do you love music? Well, in this recording booth, you can mix your own digital beat or record a song or a podcast. And if you like to make music the traditional way, you can learn to play one of these. Yep, there are ukulele classes for beginners.
So this makerspace is part of IdeaX, which is a program that started within our mobile services several years ago to take out emerging technology into the community and into our libraries. So if a librarian wanted to run a program on robotics, they could get our robotics kit and either get an outside presenter or just have that program themselves, or take that out to a school, to a park, just to take like all access to emerging technologies out to the whole community.
Now, the community can also come here to the Makerspace to explore them. Although with some things like the 3D printer, you'll need to reserve time in advance.
It's all free. This is the public library, so this is free and openly available to all of the public. We have these drop-in times that are open where that's first come, first serve. But if you are interested, you can in booking time in the rooms. You can contact the Bellevue Library. The best way to do that is by the phone.
For a schedule, visit us online at kcls.org/makerspace.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Kimberly Hill. You can visit us online at kingcounty.gov/KCTV. We'll see you next time.